Okay, my friends, we are going to go ahead and start our next chapter, chapter 11. We're learning something new. In this chapter, we're going to be learning indirect objects, adding that to the question-answer flow, and indirect objects in a sentence mean you have a pattern 3 sentence. So let's get started. Now, I'm not going to sing the object pronoun jingle to you because you would probably prefer I did not. So let's just say it together. There are 7 object pronouns that are easy as can be. And then you can yell out object pronouns. Me and us, him and her, it and them and you. Those are the object pronouns. So it's me and us, him and her, it and them and you. Now the indirect object jingle, I think you should listen to the jingle, and I think it's kind of catchy. It's a lot going on, but basically you're learning about what an indirect object is and where to find it in a sentence. Let's talk about that now. So an indirect object is a noun or pronoun, just like a direct object is a noun or pronoun. It receives what the direct object names. You'll see this when we use it in a sentence. It tells to whom or for whom something is done. Where do you find it? It's located between the verb transitive and the direct object. And we're going to label it with IO for indirect object. And this gives us the pattern 3 sentence, which is going to be subject noun, verb transitive, IO, pattern 3. You've got a noun, a verb, a noun, and another noun. And sometimes they can be pronouns too, but the core pattern is noun, verb, noun, noun. Pattern 1 is noun, verb. Pattern 2 is noun, verb, noun. That's the subject, noun, verb, transitive, direct object. Pattern 3 is noun, verb, noun, noun. Because we have an indirect object noun, a direct object noun. Pattern 3. IO is a new noun job. So now we have, I think we've got 4 noun jobs now. We've got subject noun, we've got object of a preposition, direct object, and now indirect object. We have 4 noun jobs now. These nouns are busy. All right, let me show you how to find the indirect object in a sentence. When you're classifying a sentence and you get to the point, I'm not going to use the question answer flow right this second, but you get to the point where you have your verb and you ask yourself, gave what? Okay, gave what to find your direct object, right? Gave present, so that's your direct object, which means you got to change your verb to a verb transitive, right? Now, to find the indirect object, you ask yourself, gave what to whom, or to what, or for whom, or for what? So, gave to whom. Who did I give the present to? Gave it to me. So, me is the indirect object, IO, me. You're not giving me to someone, right? You're giving a present to me. So when you ask the question, to whom or to what, you can also ask for whom, for what, and you have an answer, then you know you have an indirect object. To label the sentence pattern, you label it subject noun, verb transitive, IO, DO, pattern 3. Okay? All right, let's move on because we've got a lot of sentences to classify. The teacher's classes threw her a birthday party. Now let's remember object pronouns. Let's write them up here. Object pronouns are me and us, him and her, it, them, you. Okay, these are the object pronouns, and they're called object pronouns because you can use them for object of a preposition, object, direct object, or indirect object. Okay, so let's look for prepositions first. Do you see any? There are none in this sentence. Okay, so let's start with the first question of the question answer flow. Who threw her a party? The classes threw her a party. This teacher must have a lot of classes. Okay, what is being said about classes? They threw. Okay, verb. Threw what? Now they didn't throw her, because that wouldn't be very nice, throwing the teacher around, right? Threw what? They threw a party, direct object. So that changes to verb transitive. And then you ask yourself, to whom did they throw the party? Or for whom did they throw the party? To or for her. That's your indirect object. I-O. Now we can ask ourselves the question, is party and classes the same thing? No, they're not. Or her and classes the same thing? No, they're not. I know that it's a weird question to ask, but just go ahead and practice doing it because you'll need that question later. All right, so where are we? What kind of party? A birthday party. Adjective. Article adjective A. Let's go back to our subject side. Whose classes? Teachers. You see the apostrophe S, so you know it's a possessive noun adjective. Article adjective A. Now let's do our new pattern. Subject noun, verb transitive, I-O, D-O, pattern 3. Go to the end of the sentence. Period statement declarative. Go to the verb. Draw your line in front of it. Underline your complete subject once, your complete predicate twice. All right, let's look at the next sentence. Mom and I gave the dog a bath yesterday. Do you see any prepositions? Not in this sentence. Okay, let's ask the question. Who or what gave the dog a bath? Mom and I. Oops. So mom is your subject noun, but mom didn't do it by herself. She had help. I is a subject pronoun. And since we have two people, two subjects are compounds, so we need to put our C for compound in front of the CSN and CSP, and then labels the and conjunction with the C. What is being said about mom and I? Gave. Gave what? Did we give the dog away? No, we did not give anybody the dog or give the dog away. We gave a bath. We gave a bath. So that's your direct object. Gave a bath to whom? The dog. That's your indirect object. Then let's change our verb to verb transitive. And let's go ahead and label our article adjective A and article adjective the. Okay. My question to you is dog and mom and I the same thing? No. Are bath and mom and I the same thing? No. These nouns do not match, right? They're not the same. They're not synonyms of each other. They're not the same. All right, when did mom and I give the dog a bath? Gave the dog a bath when? Adverb yesterday. Remember, adverbs answer why, how, when, where. All right, let's go do our sentence pattern. Subject, noun, verb, transitive, I-O, D-O, pattern 3. Go to the end of the sentence. Period, statement, declarative. Go to the verb. Draw your line between the complete subject, mom and I. Complete predicate, gave the dog a bath yesterday. Very good. What's the simple subject of the sentence? Simple subject is mom and I, and the simple predicate is just the verb gave. Okay. Next, we baked Dad a delicious birthday cake. All right. I'm going to change color just to be interesting. All right. We baked Dad a delicious birthday cake. Do you see any prepositions? No. All right. Who baked Dad a delicious birthday cake? We, subject pronoun. What is being said about we? We baked. We baked what? Dad? I hope we did not bake Dad, because Dad would not be happy about that. We did not bake Dad in the oven. We baked a cake in the oven. So let's go over here and label cake D-O. I'm sorry, it's really crowded in here. D-O. So let's change our verb to verb transitive. We baked a cake for or to whom? For whom? To whom? Dad. We baked it for Dad. He's the indirect object. He's receiving this cake. All right. What kind of cake was it? It was a birthday cake, adjective. It was a delicious cake, adjective. Article adjective A. Let's write our sentence pattern now since we've finished labeling everything. Subject, noun, verb, transitive. Indirect object, I-O. Direct object, D-O. Pattern 3. Let's go to the end of the sentence. We have a period statement declarative sentence. Go to the verb. Where is it? There it is. And divide your complete subject, we, from your complete predicate. Bake Dad a delicious birthday cake. All right, let's look at the next question. Next sentence. Hey, give me my hat now. All right, do you see any prepositions? No prepositions. All right. Who or what give me my hat now? Well, there's no subject, right? No subject. So what do? You write in your subject. It's an understood you. And you can go ahead and label it subject pronoun. And then ask yourself, what is being said about you? You give, right? You give, verb. Give what? Hat. You want to give, what's the thing that they need to be giving? It's the hat. That's your direct object, which makes this a verb transitive. Give the hat to whom? Who wants the hat back? It's me. That's the indirect object. Okay, whose hat is it? My. Possessive pronoun adjective. When do I want this hat given back? Now. When, adverb. All right, what's hey? That's an interjection, so we write an I. All right, let's do our sentence pattern. Subject, noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object, pattern 3. Go to the end of the sentence, we see a exclamation point, strong feeling, exclamatory. Go to the verb, which is give, and draw your line right in front of it. Underline your complete subject once and your complete predicate twice. You do not need to underline the interjection. All right, next sentence. I bought Jackie a salad at Chick-fil-A. Do you see any prepositions? Ah, finally, a preposition. At what? At Chick-fil-A. Object of a preposition. Let's put parentheses around that. What do we have left with in our sentence without that? I bought Jackie a salad. All right, so who bought Jackie a salad? I did. Subject pronoun. What is being said about I? I bought. I bought what? Well, I didn't buy Jackie. Jackie's not for sale, right? I bought a salad. Direct object. Change your verb to verb transitive. Ask yourself, is salad the same thing, as I? No, it is not. Okay? I bought whom a salad? Who did I buy the salad for? Bought a salad for whom? Jackie. Indirect object. Article adjective A. Let's go over here and write in our sentence pattern. Subject, noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object, pattern 3. Check. Go to the end of the sentence. Period, statement, declarative. Go to the verb. Divide your complete subject from your complete predicate. Underline your complete subject once. Underline your complete predicate twice. Now, if I'm going to ask you, what is the simple subject of this sentence? What would you say? I hope you would say I. If I said, what's the simple predicate of this sentence? I hope you would say bought, because the simple predicate is just the verb all by itself. All right, let's look at the next sentence. On the way to church, I bought my small group of girls a box of munchkins from Dunkin' Donuts. Now, I did that once because I work with some third grade girls at my church, and I did stop and buy them donuts one time. So let's look for prepositional phrases first. About on. On what? On way. Object of preposition. Article adjective A. Put parentheses around it. See any other prepositions? To. To what? Church. Object of a preposition. Put parentheses around that. Do you see any other ones? Of. Preposition. Of what? Girls. Object of a preposition. Put parentheses around it. Do you see any more? Of again. Preposition. Of what? Munchkins. Object of a preposition. Put parentheses around it. See any more? From. Preposition. From what? Dunkin' Donuts. Now, Dunkin' Donuts is the name of a place, so you can just write OP right in between the two words because that's the name of it. Or consider that one object of a preposition. Put your parentheses around it. Now, that was a ton of prepositional phrases. What do we have left? I bought my small group a box. I bought my small group a box. Who bought my small group a box? I. Subject pronoun. What is being said about I? I bought. Bought what? Did I buy my group? No, they weren't for sale. I bought them a box. Okay? This is why I want you to do the prepositional phrases first and get them out of the way, because you might, if you didn't do that, you might be tempted to answer that question, I bought what? I bought munchkins, and then that would be wrong, right? That would be labeled wrong. So I bought what? I bought a box. Direct object. So change your verb to verb transitive. I bought a box for who? Who did I buy it for? My small group. Again, if you hadn't labeled this prepositional phrase here, you might be tempted to say you bought it for the girls, but you really bought it for the group, right? So this is your indirect object. All right. So which group? Small group. Or what kind of group? Small group. Whose group? My group. possessive pronoun adjective. And we've got one little word here, a, article adjective, a. I think, did we label everything? Yeah. All right, let's write our sentence pattern. Subject, noun, verb, transitive, indirect object, io, direct object, do, pattern 3, check. Go to the end of the sentence, period statement, declarative. Find that verb. Where is it? There's the verb transitive right there. Draw your line in front of it. Underline your complete subject once, which is I. Your complete predicate twice, which is bought my small group of girls a box of munchkins from Dunkin' Donuts. Also, when did that happen? On the way to church. So this is an inverted order sentence because this tells when it happened, and you know that when, how, and where modifiers will need to stay with the complete predicate. All right, last sentence. Will you make me a cup of hot tea? Do you see any prepositions of? Preposition of what? Tea. Object of a preposition. What kind of tea? Hot tea. Adjective. Parentheses around that. Do you see any more prepositions? No. Okay. Who make me a cup of tea? Who will make me a cup of tea? You. Subject pronoun. What is being said about you? You will make me a cup of tea. Verb phrase. Helping verb will. Make is your verb. Make what? You're going to make me? No, you're not making me. You're making a cup. Direct object. Change your verb to verb transitive. Making a cup for whom? Me. For whom? There's your indirect object. Article adjective A. Let's write in our sentence pattern. Subject noun verb transitive. IODO pattern 3. All right, now let's go to the end of the sentence. Question mark, question, interrogative sentence, INT. Go to the verb. Now we have a verb phrase, but it's inverted order because the helping verb comes first. So we just underline you as your complete subject. Make me a cup of hot tea plus the will up here. Will make me a cup of hot tea is your complete predicate. Now, if I ask you this question, what is your simple subject? What would you say? You. If I said, what is your simple predicate? What would you say? Will make. Will make. That whole verb phrase is your simple predicate. All right. Next, I just want to review real quick what our noun jobs are. Now we have 4 noun jobs. We have subject noun, object of a preposition, direct object, indirect object. This is like your mom is one person, right? But she can do all kinds of jobs. She can cook, she can clean, she can help you with your homework, she can drive you around and be your chauffeur, right? So mom is one person, but she can do all these jobs. This is the same with noun jobs. Nouns is a person, place, or thing or idea, but it can do any of these jobs depending on where it is in the sentence, right? So let's look at this sentence. Will Grandma read Mary the fairy tale about the princess on the mattress? Let me erase what I just wrote here. Get this out of the way. Okay, let's get back to this. All right, so will Grandma read Mary the fairy tale about the princess on the mattress? Now to find the noun job, sometimes the easiest thing to do is just classify the sentence first. So let's go through and find prepositions. About what? Princess, object of the preposition. On, preposition, on what? Mattress, object of a preposition. All right. Grandma, who will read Mary the fairy tale? Grandma, subject, noun. What is being said about Grandma? Grandma will read. Helping verb, read what? Read a tale. Direct object. What kind of tale? A fairy tale. And to whom will this be read? Mary, indirect object. So if you see any of the words in the sentence labeled with these 4 jobs, that's going to be something you want to put in your chart. So let's look at the first one. Noun job. We know that subject noun is a noun job. So what is your subject noun in the sentence? Grandma. Okay, next word, Mary, I-O. We know that indirect object is a noun job. So we're going to write indirect object, Mary. Keep going down the sentence. D-O. We know that direct objects are a noun job. D-O is the label. Tail is the noun. Keep going. We know that object of a preposition is a noun job. O-P, princess. And we've got one more object of a preposition in the sentence. Mattresses is the object of a preposition, and now that is your noun job chart. All right, this has been a long video, so we're going to end it right here. Have fun finding those indirect objects.